Tuesday starting in a minute. Get in here. Set up the stream. We're doing the early Title Tuesday today. Let's go to this. Okay, it should be. Oh, it did just start. We're playing the GM. Okay. He's not ready either. How's the sizing here? Let's do this. There. Let's do this. Wait, that's sad. I don't want him to auto-resign. I do want to play. I know I get a point and the rating, but... Thank you, Mr. Tim. Maybe he's not moving because I haven't turned on emote only mode. There we go, now we have an Iranian GM, Bardia, and Shvar. Let me know how the audio is. Set up in general. Show you this mic. Oh, he moved. Okay, let's go. Let's get a Von Hennig Gambit on the board in the first round of Title Tuesday against the GM. 3,000 rated, who spotted me a full minute on the clock. Gambit glasses on. Let's go. We're so in here, trying to take and take. It's very difficult to surprise a GM, but this line does it. This line does it. He did all the stockfish moves, got the bishop on this diagonal, but not on this diagonal anymore. Wow, that's a quick move. And I could just proceed with bishop g5, but it does give me, like, an option such as d5. Is this worth considering, or should I just continue with bishop g5? Because I think what's special about queen c8 is it actually allows for knight b to d7 after bishop g5. Begs the question, should I just push? Just push, or is it better to play? This is actually a really tough decision. Because bishop g5 and knight b d7, I also can come back bishop f4. Alright, what do you got? What do you got on this? It's all so obvious to me. Alright, we're mixing it up, because I think, yeah, bishop g5, he does have knight d7, which is not a common resource, because typically they're playing queen d7, right? So, it's a little different. Knight takes d5 I can play. There's no queen e6, knight c7. It's a resource. Just don't want the mouse to be flying all over the place. Okay, we're good. So, a really interesting position. The knight is extremely strong, threatening to take here. He could just proceed with knight d7 anyway, but then I play bishop straight to f4. That looks good with knight c7 as a threat. This is playing king f7, which makes sense. If I go check and try to go take and slip the queen there, but I need to do that kind of in the other order. What if I... Check king g8. Take... f6, g6, queen d5, queen d7. e6, that's just a draw. I need to go off of vibes here. It's just tricky to do. Okay. Knight d7, I expect. Really? Then maybe take and d6. Let's do this. d4. Wanted this. If knight d7 now, then I would probably just push d6. Push d8. That was a good move. It was a better move than rook e1. So knight goes check, then I block with check. Would I do that? No, let's just go king over.
Five.
No, they're probably fine.
4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2,
Down.
2, 3,
Oh, that's
3,
not smart.
4,
Damn.
3, 2, 3.
Ah, damn, he defended well. I feel like I had a chance. Maybe not. Queen e2 was much better. Yeah, I could sense that bishop g5 wasn't really it, as I typically go. Queen e2. Because d5 was only useful if he captured. Then it was very helpful. But, like, I like the idea of my knight staying here. Bishop e7 was actually a good move. This was also a good move. This was correct. This was all correct. This was wrong. So I should have gone check, which is a tough pin to put yourself in. But it's just like I block it in, and then this is a lot of compensation. So instead I went king h1. Yeah, knight e5 was a really nice move. Because the bishop on d8, I could go double check with even with my queen hanging and take it. But check here, and now knight e5. Now this is hanging. So now this becomes really tough. Oh, I should have gone rook e1. Of course I should have gone rook e1. Bring that into the game. Oh, that was a missed opportunity. So to go here, bishop takes was really precise. Bishop takes, because if king takes, then I overload here, but bishop takes was kind of, it defends here sufficiently, and they go back to f7. and they've held it all together. We've just swapped these knights. So I'm just kind of throwing something at them. I defended everything correctly. Pawn takes was a good choice. Defended that correctly. Yeah, my big opportunity was here to go knight c5 check. To go knight c5 check. Because king h1, there's knight e5, which is a really good resource. And here rook e1, and I'm really fighting. Actually, it was a huge difference. Swing this into the game. Yeah, there's really no good reason why I shouldn't do that. Let's say they step out the way, the line of fire. Okay, f6 is really overwhelmed here. Oh wow, apparently this is working. Boom. Sheesh. Stuff's working, stuff's just working. Something like this. Wow. Mate. Or mate. That's crazy. Oh, we had a chance. We had a chance. Emote only off. Yeah, good defense. Good defense. He's not so bad. He spotted me a minute, but somehow I needed even more time to think about the right way to go about that one. He was good. What's up, Bayard, Arnaud, Gary, Tim, Eric, Garv, Kolok. We're here on the early title Tuesdays. Next round starting soon. See Akaru, Magnus, Hans, Bortnik. They all won. Not me though. That's okay next time. Yeah, so queen c8. We have queen e2. Wonder what the difference is. Here.
3.
Queen e2. Anyway. Next game. CM. Austria? No. What is that? Oh, it is Austria. Yeah. Okay. You want a Sicilian? Or you, Sicilian or English? English, he chooses. Okay, if you insist. If you insist. Okay. What I like doing when they go so symmetrical like this is putting the knight on e7 rather than f3, so it's not totally symmetrical. This is a common idea to try to really focus on the d5 square, but I like this little setup. I like this little setup. So he wants to go b4. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop it. I'll try anyway. b4, yeah, it could be a good sacrifice. Could be a good sacrifice. And then bishop a3 targets d6, which can become weak there. Just plays d3 and 87. So we got a couple ideas. We can try to launch some sort of something on the king side. My king's going there anyway. Other idea, maybe play for d5. King 81, ac2, and 83. I think a good idea here, so I could play f5, f4. But it just kind of gives a lot of squares, and it's not obvious that there's an attack. I think a good idea, honestly, is I might just push d5 before the knight comes d3. So yeah, I was going to say they could play knight d5. Could. It would be nice to be able to play queen d7 here. That would be nice, but I have to deal with this. I obviously can't take that knight. It's kind of annoying, actually. Yeah, queen d7 would be convenient. Okay. Alas. Alas. Let's just play f5. Bishop g5, I just have h6, right? Just proceeds with that. I think now f4, though, makes a lot of sense. Well, unless you can just eat my pawn. Can you? I can wait a move on f4. Let's Let's go with h6, perhaps. Let's play this useful move. It's going to be a useful move. I don't want knight b6, and I want b7 defended on a lot of lines. Wait, it's this or this. Could have played a4. Would have done it anyway. What are we doing? Take, trade. Doesn't really get me so far. We could, and then try to win that pawn. Okay, I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's the best, but I think it's not what he wants. I think it's annoying if you're this bishop to have to deal with this series of exchanges. Wow, we're down so much on the clock.
Five, four, 3,
Oh, this
2,
was not
3,
smart.
2, 3,
I didn't like that.
2, 3, 2, 3, 4,
Where do we go from here?
3,
Oh, really?
4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4.
What? That was the craziest thing that ever happened. It's like an equal endgame, and he just checkmates himself. What? I was just trying to put my pawn on h3, and then like tie down this guy. That's the craziest thing that ever happened. He's up like 2 minutes to 4 seconds on the clock, and he just takes and checkmates himself. How is that even checkmate? That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. He just took it and checkmated himself. Just chilling in this game. He just takes. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so funny. Okay. Oh man. Alright. A5 stopping B4, so we're all actually doing all the right stuff. I'm supposed to go here. Is B4 playable now? No, because of... Yeah, it's just a pawn, right? So if knight C2, and then I play B5 myself. It's kind of slick. B4... We just go boom, 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 boom. Boom. No, you can lose. Because of the pin here. Interesting. Okay, well, this was a funny one. So So my f5 stuff was kind of nonsense. My opponent's playing well. They achieved this before. This was kind of a meh sort of decision. They have a nice bishop pair and some targets. They're doing everything right here. They're completely outplaying me. They've completely outplayed me. It's +2. This pawn's a problem. I thought this would be a target, but bishop f3 just diffused everything. I have nothing on my a-file invasion. Here I'm just down a pawn, and they've played flawlessly, but then they start playing fast. So rook c2 wasn't necessary. Yeah, that's the thing. Just pour him on in. Just pour him on in. But they just want to swap, and then suddenly I get some counterplay and eat that pawn. I chase the bishop off the diagonal. Then also I erase their bishop pair. So here's just completely equal. This was not a good choice. What would have been a good choice is maybe like h3 countering my idea. d4. That's so funny. Dead equal and you take it. Oh, that's too funny. I mean, yeah, if they just do something else, so it's saying like bishop b7, trying to come here. I was going to try to go h3, yeah. Then, like, I could play rook h1 if the bishop ever leaves, or, like, try to get the bishop there somehow. That's going to be my idea. So, how's Title Tuesday going? Don't kick me out. Oh, next time starting soon. Okay, well, we're 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 with a real funny win. 1 out of 2 with a real funny win. Oop. An FM from the world. Tikhon Popov. Is he that handsome, or is that just AI? Look at that photo. Bushcast Gambit on the board, anyway. He immediately blitzing out Bushcast Theory. And e5. Okay, that's actually a very rare, good Bushcast move. Preparing d4, so we need to stop that. Yeah, knight f3 and e5. Exceptionally rare choices. But Mr. AI was prepared. We need to work on getting this pawn back. If he plays h3 now to keep my bishop out of here, I'll be like, damn. Okay, good. My bishop wanted that spot. Could go either direction with my king. Say queen d5. Say d3. It's actually funny. He never played d3 and he coughed up the light square bishop, right? Should I do it? If I play d3, I could follow with, like, knight d4. I have to play d3. Like, I think with queen d5 castles, like, I honestly think my position's good and I'll eat this back. But I think this is a nice opportunity. I feel like I can't pass that up. Opening the bishop. Giving knight d4 again. Yes, c3 force, which is ugly. Let's go right here. Unless I should just castle. Oh, okay. Well, queen d5 already threatens knight takes e5, right? No. Wait, yeah, actually, I like this. Okay, knight e5 is a little premature. Let's just break this pin. Honestly, I want to break the pin because I want to make this threat right now. Even though this bishop is good here, so I kind of felt bad about that. But it was just going to get harassed. It was going to get harassed. So now knight e5, very serious idea. Rook e5, just queen e5. And the queen is hanging whole, and your development is garbage. I had a lot of interesting options. Okay, so now he wants this trade. He's going to play g4. Alright, I'll let you. This queen b3 I still have takes. So g4. Do it. If I go knight e5, Well, I'm concerned about the line 85 rook e5, queen e5 g4. No, but queen e2? No. e5. Rook e5, bishop f3. That's playable. None of this is really necessary. Okay, I mean, he is going to go to a3. Then my resource goes away. So, an 85, 45. Alright, you know what? Let's just play it. So, rook takes, g4, queen d5, gh5. And I'm just going to castle, bring this rook around. Well, I want to go queen takes h5 at the end of that line. Thank you for the bits. Spent a lot of time on that move. What? How is that even possible? Bishop f3, cd5. Just take this? What in the world?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2.
Oh no, I should have defended this.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1.
Oh, I can't take it. Can't take it, I'm mated. Shoot.
2.
C4 here, what? It couldn't have even been good. Like, I just go knight takes, and I think they're still losing. I don't know why I didn't just do that. No, we totally had him. We're killing him here. -2. Castles was just simpler. This was fine, though. This was good. This was good. That was fine. But also, like, literally everything's good. A6 was one of the top moves I'm seeing here. Okay, take C4. But this was all correct. That was greedy. Just king d7 first. Yeah, because I'm losing the d3 pawn here. Just bishop e2 at this point. I just need to be equal. Just needs to be equal. Instead, yeah, I mean, okay. I just didn't have a clock. King c8 was better rather than walking to the pin. And from here, yeah, it just becomes a big problem. So I do have a chance if I just go here. That was the wrong square. I'm out of squares. I thought I could go like that, but I can't. No, I mean, I was trying to, like, force the issue, but I should have just, like... Anything was fine, just castling an f6. Like, the calculation wasn't wrong. But it was just, like, kind of unnecessary. And bottom line, really poor time management, obviously. Because, like, any move here is good. Like, any move here is good. Like, the position's just good. If you just, like, do something quickly rather than having to calculate everything. So that was... Keys, and thank you for the bits. You won a game with the dummy Gambit today. Nice. Love that. Or... Kind of curious about this guy. Yeah, it's definitely an AI photo. It's definitely an AI photo. I mean, come on. Let's see. Wait. Image search. Yeah, it's only a hit here. My guy. What does he really look like? Oh, okay. This is him. So this is what he really looks like. Can I? Yeah. That's what he really looks like. And that's his AI photo. But he's got so much more hair here. Nice, nice. What is the background? What country are you from? Russia. Okay. Very strange behavior. I was just curious. Alright. We've got 1 out of 3 until Tuesday. It's been a roller coaster. We gotta just play faster. Gotta just play faster. Whatever happens, happens. Just gotta loosen up. This was too much trying to force the issue. Everything was good here. After D3, position was very good. Am I from India? Hello, hello. Are we playing a WCM? With a hidden flag. Don't want to take too early, otherwise queen g5 hits g2 in addition to the bishop in that position. It's there and there. So we just castle first and then we'll be doing it, probably. Unless they want to grab it. Then they takes, so they hit me, we gotta come back. I know a lot of people playing ac6 to dodge this knight trade, but there's a lot of moves here. I think that is one of them. I actually don't think that's a great one. I think e5 now, potentially. I think d5, I will triple your pawns. Yeah, I'm not sure where else you were going. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. That has to be good for me. Rook e1 is good. I imagine this is good as well. We'll just eat it. Queen f3. Attacking that one also seemed valid. I don't know how you were defending it. This one I can imagine. So bishop c5 is off the table. Queen b6 is on the table. So I could go c3, but that seems like not what I wanted the most. I like rook e1 better than I like c3. So there's no d6, owing to why I played rook e1. Can't move the bishop. Can't move the queen. So actually, what do you do? Maybe h5, because my queen's so well located, hitting this, and immune to hits. So maybe h5. I do want you out. I want, like, b3, bishop b2, or c3, dc3. h5, where are we going? Let's... Which one's more important, hitting d4 or hitting g7? Okay, g6 is also possible to free this. So b3 or c3 is kind of what I'm between here. I guess c3 bishops... c3 bishop c5, b4. So they probably want dc3, dc3. Then bishop c5, hitting f2. b3, bishop c5, bishop b2. Castles. It's also an option to play this. Takes. And bishop b2. Bishop c5 back, rook b1. a3, bishop e7, b4. c3, take. c5. I like this the best. I like this the best. I think it's the most immediately challenging. Because if they play dc3, it does, yeah, it does help me, right? Bishop c5, I was just going to guard it. Okay, they go there. Can I stop castling? Like bishop e3, bishop c5? I think it's worth it, even if I give up this. Like, I could just guard this and then develop and have a nice position, but what if we gambited? Wait, but am I getting a couple things under attack after queen c3? Yes, that's a problem. Okay, so we need to free the bishop. Alright, faster moves, faster moves. Hitting this, I might just clean it up. Bishop e3, what I spent a long time calculating is this, then queen c3. I don't care about the pawns, but I do care about two bishops under attack. So, like rook c1 takes queen g5, trying to mate them. But again, it was more forceful than is necessary. It could have been winning, though. Bishop f8, bishop e6, that actually might have... No, it's bishop e7. Anyway, just clean this up. So if they defend, am I doing this? Or am I just developing my bishop? I'm probably doing this. Bishop c2. Do they have d6? Alright, maybe smarter to just do this. D6, I don't know, my rook was hanging, so it changes it. Yeah, they can do that. Just piling up here, though. Yeah, very clean, very clean. Still tied down. We'll eat this pawn in a clean manner. Even got rook takes d5 as an option. It's not really necessary. I'm just going to eat it. The pawn's not going anywhere, but I'm just going to take, d1. f6 is probably not what they want to do. Could have done that. Oh, what? That was... Okay. Oops.
5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5.
Ah. Whew. We got that close. I think my time got pretty low. I mean, I think it was okay in terms of the quality. 88.1, not so bad, given how many moves we played with very limited time. But GG. Okay, let's have a look. So, I'm from India, big fan of your Bush Gas Gambit. The dichotomy of the internet. All caps, you gonna lose, boy. Funny. Who is Sadistic Tushi? Thank you guys. So yeah, I think here, right, one of my main ideas is capturing, getting CD4 to happen, so that knight e2, then I target the pawn, and c3, dc3, so I don't have to move the bishop like so many times just to get this guy out. If I have d takes c3 as a way to get it out. It's kind of the idea. So that's why knight c6 is often played, just to make my development hard. But anyway, knight f6 here allows me to really just attack. Now, like, this is all hanging, and this is a tough situation for black. Queen g4 was one of a number of good moves. b3, queen f3, also very sensible options here. But yeah, targeting these guys. Queen b6, try to hang on. Rook e1 really ties him down. So g6 just to get the bishop out and not losing this pawn. c3. Okay, I mean, a lot of these, like b3, a4, f4, c3 I think was fine, all things considered. dc3, they wanted, yeah, they wanted to just give me this. My advantage decreases, because, yeah, I mean, it's not the best pawn in the world to take, right? Like, then I'm still working on getting this bishop out. So, but dc3, for them to do that, it does help me, because now I get this out. So bishop g7, queen f3 targeting this. Yeah, so I was trying to make this work, like, takes. Apparently, this was good. Queen d4. You got to combine ideas of, like, trapping the queen. I think if they castle, then, yeah, they might be out of squares. That's kind of the idea, which is really nice. But not bishop c5. Although maybe you can play like this. Bishop d6 takes. And just play like this. This is what I was considering. The bishop here is just so strong. We just gave up a bishop and 2 pawns just to cut them from castling. But it's so strong to do that. You're just chilling here. You're just chilling here. We're like, how are they ever going to get out? Even if they trade, e takes d6 can kill them too. So it's like, no, I can't checkmate them immediately because they have bishop f8. It's kind of funny. Also, ideas of bringing the queen to the c line and just queen takes c8 can be unstoppable if I get a square to come to. So, well, yeah, what a situation. In the game here, I mean, I'm just working on eating this pawn, which was correct. Here, we just grab it. This was a right idea, bishop c5, trying to take it, and it's crazy that I didn't take on f7 here. I don't know, but I realized that after, so it's just a really, really clean extra pawn. We finally got that other one. But then they took e5. We cleaned up one of these. They threw that at me, but we have 2 pawns up here. This should be good, and we just got him to roll. I think I missed an opportunity here with, like, rook d6, trying to go rook d8 and rook h8. Here, and rook c8, rook h8 kind of situation. Because they played h6 to try to relieve this problem, but it actually doesn't. So that's why they tucked that in. But okay, I mean, my pawns are just rolling. And this is winning. Okay, what a raucous affair. Or 2 out of 4. I guess we lost to both 2 players higher than me, and we beat 2 players lower than me. We got chess boxing practice right now, tonight, which is what I'm coordinating right now. Just coordinating the restories on that. You heard me. Chess boxing practice. We are a month out until I fly to Serbia, approximately. Which is really exciting. I need a profile pic. Like, can I just... this picture that I got right here, can I just download it? Where's the photo picture? I'm not sure I uploaded it even from this computer. I'll find it. I'll find it. Can I just... Is it on Google? YouTube. Boom. That's me. That's the photo I wanted. Save as JPEG. Nice. Gambit glasses. Boom. Let's put it on here. Edit profile. How do I... Do I not... How do I do that? What? Why don't want to let me click here? I don't know. What? How do I upload it? Whatever. I'll try later. Yeah, no profile picture for me. Alas. Alas. Hero pawn indeed. What's up, Archimon? Thank you for the follow. You seeing the Gambit Guru live for the first time? We'll try to make it worth it. Gotta show these titled players Gambit Guru. That's good. I could have called myself that. I like Gambit Man, though. I do. It's like that half rhyme. Gambit Man. Gambit Man is better. I am the Gambit Man. Can I climb up to 2000 ELO just using Gambits? Yes, definitely. You're talking about, like, online? For sure. For sure. Playing National Master Duc Minh Lai from Vietnam. See, that's a good... Let me see that. Congratulations on your medal. We muted it. Bushgas Gambit. You wanted it. You got it. Take my pawn. Let's go. Gambit glasses on. In round 5 of Title Tuesday. Bushgas Gambit accepted. Give us that sweet, sweet Stafford capture. D takes c6, opening here, opening here. Knight c6 and knight f3, they're both moves. Knight f3, yeah, played at higher levels often because you want to prepare d4. We got to strike quick with d5 before they're able to do that. Queen takes, again preventing d4. Now we got 3 dudes on it. Queen h5, again preventing d4 because we have knight takes d4. Bishop g4, again if d4. Now we castle with the pin. There's a different reason d4 is not playable in every single line in the Bushgas Gambit. Okay, they can play it, but castles here attacks, so this is pretty unpleasant. Knight f6 is a move. I could work on taking this pawn, but I don't want it badly enough. What we're going to do instead of knight f6 is this move f5, which I like, which is a lot of purposes. A lot of purposes. One of the purposes of f5 is actually, think accommodating altruism for the fallout, is even f4. Trying to take it and then eat here. But you got to be careful about it, because there's lines with, like, recapture. h3 does nothing. h3 does nothing because the rook is pinned. So knight f6 is perfectly playable, but it does actually kind of beg the question about this move. Takes, knight d4, say knight d4, then the bishop is hanging with check, which is kind of a problem. So then takes. So if I play knight f6, my biggest concern is honestly like rook g1. That is what I don't want to happen. Then f4, hg4. F4. Take. My biggest concern is rook G1. I could just go here, try to grab it back, but it's kind of lame. Okay, I think what's going to happen is if they play rook G1, I'm just going to take and maybe just like queen E8. Honestly, there's worse things. The other compelling option on rook G1 is just here. Just like completing the development. Takes, F takes, hitting the knight. Knight moves somewhere, and then I eat this, and we just like scorch. Yeah, that's actually totally what I'm going to do. Gambit glasses are on anyway. Ooh. We've got options. So F4 and eat is one. Bishop H3 is another. I think takes, queen takes, knight G5. It could be good. It could be good. But so could F4. Honestly, I don't even think they're threatening to take this, if I'm being real. Don't think they're threatening to take it. But, because if I play F4 right now, yeah, then takes. And then I can't play knight takes because bishop F4. So, honestly, I think it might, or this is also a good move. Genuinely, it's also a good move. Here, the only thing I don't want is like knight H2. Take, knight G5. It'll launch some crazy lines. Here they have knight B5, I suppose. But knight B5 gives me this. I don't know. I think probably best was to go with maybe like here, probably just rook E8. I like this idea so much. Okay, knight B5, I just talked about this. Let's go with this. So now you have to take me. And I want that coming out around. This. Knight B5 was a good idea. It was check. So I couldn't even throw that in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 3.
I need to keep that rook.
Two, 1, 2.
I think I have nothing better than this. I didn't realize this covered the G6 square. Maybe I could have made it work. It's just a draw. Yeah, I can't play for anything more. Unless he wants to give it a shot with like
1.
take.
2.
Pawn G3, right?
1, 2.
Did we get him?
One, 2.
Yeah, we got him. We sure did. We sure did. Very nice, very nice, very nice. He's just gonna let his clock stall out. GG. So he could have taken the draw, but he didn't. But he didn't. He's okay. He's still over 2,700. What a game. really low accuracies. Okay, this was a really interesting battle. This was a really interesting battle in the knight f3 lines. He could have taken the draw, but he didn't. I don't know. That's on you. It's kind of on you. So d4 is stopped at every turn. Right, so knight takes e5, d4 is being threatened. Knight c6, we have d takes c6, d4 is being stopped. Here, d4 is being stopped because this is a check. Here, d4 is being stopped because bishop hangs. So every single line, we stop it. Here, d4, not a good idea because we take it and then eat that into a nice endgame. So takes, queen takes, d4, also not possible because we got 3 dudes on it. Here, d4, also not possible because of this little trick. And white has no advantage in this endgame. Bishop e2 prepares it. So now you play d4, but now I get to long castle with a nice little pin here. So bishop e3 played, and I jump in with f5. So f5 is a very useful move because the bishop, as you saw, needed to be defended in a lot of lines from some craziness of the knight moving, and also you don't want this to be check. Also, f4 is a fun little resource to play with. So let's see how that turned out. So h3 played, knight to f6 develop, castles. So the best move is take h3. And I was looking at this in the game. I wanted my bishop here, but this is apparently a better version because of the idea of just hitting d4. Checkmate on h2 isn't the only way to go. Checkmate on h2 isn't the only way to go. But yes, you'll note if my pawn was on like f7 or something, then there would be probably something like knight e5, and I wouldn't have this nice bishop g4 resource. This is defended. And so, for example, like here, takes, bishop g4 would be check. Or like, if it weren't winning my queen, at least it would be like trading queens, because queen would recapture, and it would be check. But here, this is, okay, a little different, because the pawn's on f5, so it makes these resources work. So I play bishop to d6, trying to reroute here. So if it takes, I have f takes, or knight takes g4 or something, getting you on h2. And they want to work e1 so that, you know, you could take in some line and not get checkmated, which is tough to see. Knight b5, I think, is a very, very reasonable choice. You're going to take this very powerful bishop with check. So I take on h3 now. I thought this was better because the rook would be coming around. So I thought that would be better. But, so, they tried to defend here with knight g5, which is very reasonable. This is the best idea, to bring the bishop here, which is not obvious to see, but you have some sort of resource hitting my queen. In the game, knight g5, queen back, knight f7. So you're just going after everything. But it's not just greed, because, like, this rook is now going to be captured with check. So I can't even go, like, here, bishop takes and rook g6. This would be a nice resource and could kill him. But I can't do it, because this is check. I can't mate you on h2, and so then, you know, you just take everything of importance here. So I need to keep the rook on the board, which is kind of annoying. I was going to play f4, and I should have. I didn't like that this rook got taken with check. I think, maybe, I guess I overestimated the rook. I played rook e6. They take this rook, so they should have gone here while the knight was still here. Interesting. But they take the rook, and it also covers the g6 square. So now I take here. I get 2 exclams forward, and the engine is screaming at white to take this draw. The engine is screaming at white to take the draw. They don't want to. And then, okay, we'll get back to that later. All right, we're playing a GM. We're playing a GM with the Alapin Gambit. Let's get the Gambit glasses back on. Oh, not accepting. GM scared of the Alapin Gambit. Alas for them. Alas for them, with the bishop on e3, it is a very improved version. We will play f4. So there's no f6 really, because I will just ignore it, and it will hold this very, very dominant center. And I never played a move that would be normal to defend e4, which you would typically have had to do to start off the French. I played bishop e3, which is much more useful. And from here, simple queen d2, knight c3, if you're so kind as to give me that square. But yeah, f6 doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. I can completely ignore it because I got my pawn to f4. So, completely ignore it is what I shall do. Already begs the question. What's happening here? Takes queen h5. King f8, fg5. I mean, like, probably not, but, like... Actually, it's not obvious to refute at all. I'm kind of insane here. Takes queen h5. F8, fg5. I just stop wasting time, William. But how do they stop it? Chat, how do they stop this? Knight g5, I guess knight f8? I have such a good position. I mean, I would only do this if it, like, definitely worked. Alright. You know what? You know what? YOLO. It might work. I'll give it like a 15 to 20% chance. I think you have to take it, because like knight f8 to defend here, I was gonna grab h7 takes and just like, oh, you thought it worked too? We had that in common? Alright, what if I grab h7, take? Do I just kind of put myself in a little pickle? Alright, let's just take this. Bishop takes. Check here. Let's just castle. Do you want this pawn? Because pawn takes queen h5, right? So, take, queen h5. I mean, like, I could, and it just, like, puts me in a pin. Let's trade off this bishop. It's not really helping me. Nah, let's just do this. Maybe I should have. Okay, I mean, now I definitely gotta go for this, right? It's just too much hanging. Or knight h7. Yeah, knight h7. Knight h7's a good move. Knight h7's a good move. I don't need to trade this off. Because I have bishop g6 check, and then eat. I can't take it now because this is check, and then there's maybe other things. Okay, wait. I think we're much better here as long as we play quickly. I think we are much better. Do I have this resource like check? Oh, you didn't go for that. Let's do it like this, yeah. Queen h5 is also possible. The thing is, they could force the queens off with after queen b6. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. I trade, and I go in ac3. Could be even better, but it's fine. Maybe I bring this knight to e5. Let me just f3 first. Do they want to try this? They do. Alright, let's keep the queens on. I'm very happy to keep the queens on. I don't want to make that trade. Fine. Could have played f5, might have been better. But this is very good for me. This is very good for me. Oh, we gotta be careful about, like, some mate ideas. I think we should try to get the queens off at this point. c8 here, just to check.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2.
I think rook d8. Oh,
1, 2.
Whoa! What?
2.
That's
3,
crazy.
2. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1.
more complicated than it needs to
2.
be. That's fine. It definitely made it tricky.
3, 2, 3, 2, 2,
That was not smart. Okay.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, he flagged. Okay. What a crazy game. I think he played Rook B8. It must have been a mouse slip for Rook D8. But we beat a GM. Iskuzny. Oh, that is his real last name. Sergei Iskuzny. Alright, well now we're 1-1 lifetime against one another. So, yeah, I mean, this is not really a declinable gambit. Like, you're just worse if you decline this. You're just worse if you decline it. Like, d takes e4, this is the gambit we like, bishop d3, castles, and we get our fun attack on h7 here. Played knight f6, so that looks a lot like, say, knight d2 to defend e4 as an option here, right? But the huge difference between bishop e3 and knight b1, like, the knight on d2 here is not that useful, right? So c5, f6, like, these are the points that are going to be attacked, and when they attack, you know, you're forced with the decision here, so to play bishop to d3 to get the bishop on the other side of this knight, you know, and then, okay, they can make you play that to guard d4, and you're not going to also get an f4 as well. Here, you're going to have to take it and then give them the bishop d6 and everything. If you get your pawn to f4, that's great. So bishop e3 is a much more useful move, right? I never defended e4, so I'm now defending the dark squares directly, and so I'm able to achieve this massive structure here with just knight f3, bishop d3, queen d2, defending all the points in my position, because I never played this move knight d2. I played a more useful move for the dark squares, not for the light square, and they never took on e4. So f6 they played, which does nothing. I'm not going to take it just for fun. And here, yeah, okay, I'm better if I just castle. I'm much better. +1 with a really nice attack in a super easy position where black really has no ideas because they never caused me problems here. But I went for this crazy idea. So f takes g5, okay, it was playable. Check. g6, king f8, these are both playable. Of course I would play this. Of course I would play this. Okay, they got to give back the knight here to not get mated on f7, right? And g6, I would take it, right? And win. Okay, in the game, they did say no. They go knight f8. I take it, which is correct, because pawn takes now there's no g6, and this is a big problem for them. I just pour into f7. So bishop takes, and now we just castle, yeah, with problems on h7. And I was surprised here of not just like bishop d7 and trying to run away, but eating this pawn. And I could have just played knight c3 and had a really nice gambit here. By the way, cd4 better than bishop d4 for the record. So knight d4, but instead I go for knight h7 and try to grab my pawn back, which apparently was just too greedy. And I should have just been more content to just play like this. Which makes a lot of sense in retrospect. Just a really nice +2 position. Really, really good compensation here. In the game, so I go for this, knight h7. Take check, so we get our pawn back. Take queen f6. I dodge the queen trade, which is interesting. I wanted my queen on b4, I guess, to protect this. Which makes sense. I guess if my queen's on b4, then I don't have to take on h7, right? I can maybe come back and not lose b2. In the game, I go check. I take on h7. Rook takes, knight c3. So my knight here should be much better than bishop, right? That's the other thing here, is that they got these light square pawns, and my rook should be able to attack it. Anyway, in the game, they just hung a rook. I mean, they go here, and I just take it. So, I don't know. GG. Alright, we got 4 out of 6? Yeah, we got 4 out of 6. I think we've won 3 in a row. Playing FM from South Africa, I know that flag. Is that Jason Statham? Oh, Bush Gas accepted. Bush Gas accepted. Let's go. I think they got a Jason Statham profile picture. Maybe? Might just be some guy. Might be them. I wonder what is the position. I don't know. Oh, Bush Gas accepted with knight takes c6 and c3 played. So c3 engine recommendation, really trying to play d4. We've gotten a variety of Bush Gases today. We've got the whole variety. Still no d4. Still no d4. Shout out Night Fork with the follow. Alas, alas, alas. c3, trying to get d4 to happen. We say no, because if d4, then that's check. And I get the pawn back, so queen f3. Needed to protect here and here. Hit f7, I gotta protect that. d4 is still a no-go. And they castle, which looks real good. it looks real good. Oh, you've defended that. You've castled your king. D4 is really coming, hitting the bishop and the queen. You've blocked this diagonal for real this time, and you've defended F2. We just switched diagonals. We just switched diagonals. And now we're targeting H2. Super fun line, super fun line. I've gotten this against Mittens, Skalko, a number of title players. Don't worry, South Africa, you're not alone. So there is a fun line here, which is bishop g4. Because hg4, queen h2 is mate, queen g4, you lose your queen. And otherwise, any queen moves actually kind of like loses. But there is a line where they can play d4 if they find the move d4, and it launches some craziness I can talk about it later. Let's choose the bishop f4 line, because there's a couple options. Bishop f4 keeps... I trust them to find this tough move. Now I'm really threatening bishop g4. And if you're white here, you probably want to play rook e1. So you could play knight a3. Like, you've been trying to play d4 every single move of this game, and you still can't. You could play knight a3, finally defending the bishop enough times to play d4. But if you do that, then bishop g4 and you'll lose. For example, hg4, queen h2 is mate. And otherwise, queen d3, rook d8, hitting the queen. And if I chase you to c2, off of the h3 pawn with my bishop there, I will sacrifice. And after queen takes h3, my queen and bishop will just pour into h2. So bishop g4 can win the game. Queen takes the knight will get you. So rook e1 is the move, because then hg4, you can run away to e2. If you play rook e1, I'll have to go to my backup idea, which is g5, g4. It's pretty similar. You could try e5, which I think is what Zugalko played against me. e5, I will still play bishop g4, I believe. Rook e1, good move. They're finding all the engine moves. They are finding all the engine moves, and I respect them for it. I think the move is g5. I'm actually not even certain. If they play e5, what am I doing? If they play e5... g4... If they play e5, I think I just have to move my knight. Might be... g5, e5... Knight g4, take queen h2. Actually, I'm not certain what the move was here. I'm gonna have to do this all by myself. Okay, I like this. We're gonna do it anyway. e5, I think just knight d5. d4. I was gonna take g4. Hitting the rook. I think they have to disrupt me. Yeah, because that's also with check, so that's pretty serious. So I think I have to move my knight. As much as I want to just do this. That's a little too much. So let's go with knight d5. Yeah, I like knight d5. They've been playing this pretty well. This was my idea. Oh, queen e3. Nice little resource. So I could just get my pawn back, and that's probably what I should do, because queen h5, yeah, that's probably what I should do. Okay. We're equal on pawns into the end game. I like this move. It's kind of... Oh, let's just castle first. H6 I have here, right? They wanted to get the knight to e5, but I don't think they can.
3,
It's just how we're setting
3,
up. Just like that. It's fine.
2, 2, 1, 2.
Oh, they get the knight there.
1,
Shoot.
2.
Have let that happen.
1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1,
Oh, they have check. Shoot.
2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2,
Gotta play it there.
3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2,
Just kept trying not to flag, and then I
2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2,
Oh, I so had him.
4,
I was so scared about flagging. I
Three,
played
two,
so badly.
three,
I mean,
four.
come on. How could I lose this? That's insane. I mean, just here, right? No, this is bad. I mean, he played well. It's crazy to have lost this. Sucks. Oh, Statham is his username. Funny. Okay. Good actor, good movies. Damn, this feels like a really missed opportunity. He played very well. Everything he did here was right. Everything I did was right too. And he got into this endgame. Yeah, this was all correct. He did the only thing he could do. Please make sure that your stream chat is in emote only mode. Okay. So he did the only thing he could do, which was rook e1, citizen bishop g4, g5, e5. Yeah, this is very, very correct on his part, and stays alive here into this endgame. Endgame should have been a little bit better for me. We'll check it later. Alright, another bush guess. Another bush guess. Emote only. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We've gotten so many bush gases today. Keep d4 off the table. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We have this neat little trick. Oh, didn't see it. Didn't see it. I honestly am a little obviously they're disappointed that they missed it. I'm also disappointed that you played it too. I would have rather given you the +1, +1.5 position. And kept the queens on, rather than this equal endgame. But there's no take-back option. I'm sure we would both agree to a take-back. So the last guy was Jason Statham. This looks like some Rambo sort of profile picture. Let's go bishop b6 so as to not help them develop. But yeah, this is very equal. This is very equal. Let's see what we can do. Should I play c6 to keep the knight out? Is it necessary? If I go here, on castles. '84, I was gonna go king e7. It's a good pattern. Pawn keeps the knight away. Well, what's my idea on rook e1? Bishop e6, bishop c4. That's kind of annoying to deal with as well. Bishop e6, knight e4, king e7. That's probably what I want. So it's knight e4, king e7. Okay, they didn't even want that. I think that was the most challenging option. But yeah, they had problems on a2, right? Okay, knight g4. It's not really annoying. I would rather be black. I would. Should I go king e7? Should I castle? Probably castle, honestly. Could go either way. I changed my mind at the last second. Rook e1. I was honestly going to play g5. Just stopping f4. I mean, do I have anything better than just swapping all the rooks? I don't know that I do. How are we going to play for a win here? Sure, he's probably thinking the same thing. Knight 4 b5. I mean, I even have an knight d7. I could play knight g4 and force that trade. Force might be a strong word. Just gotta move quick and see what happens. Did I have it? I mean, I have to deal with this. But now there's this check, so the king needs to come even closer. I should send this. Alright, don't give me knight d5. I feel like I'm making progress, actually. I feel like this is not what you want. Maybe g3 and f4 is a good idea, actually. Yeah, it is, it is. e2, you can make it happen. Ugh, I wish I could just teleport this pawn. But an e2 supports f4. They do that. Okay. It's the only square. Creates some weaknesses, though. No, I want to do this, because I don't want knight d3. So I want you over there. And only then will I take it. What are you even thinking about? Oh, do you want to give the piece? We're thinking about it. So now f4. I think if you go here, you're losing it. And now f4. That's it. Yes. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now we've got a weakness.
4, 3, 2, 1, 2.
Progress, though.
1, 2. 1.
Oh, nice. I flagged him. I think this position's good. I hit this pawn. They had to play b5. Okay, I would but that's 2 pawns I forced on light squares. Like, that's 2 targets. Like, I can go here and ac7. I don't know. I think I was outplaying him. I am Alexei Belov. I don't know. To outplay Alexei Belov. Sounds like you got to be pretty good. That was a high accuracy game. 92.1 to 92.7. 92.1 to 92.7. Push gas accepted. But then we immediately get the pawn back because they blunder here with d4. So last time they played bishop e2 against us. This time they played d4. So yeah, they played bishop e2. We went here, d4 castles. This is fun stuff. Otherwise, like, you reroute the bishop here at some moment, typically like after f5 to make sure the sacrifices work, but you're trying to remove the knight and get them there, right? This is kind of the general idea. Knight's frozen, rook across, or the knight here targeting that knight, and you can get him, or knight on g4 for bishop h2, like a lot of resources here can end the game. That's generally the idea, but they played d4 right away, so that's never really possible in the bush gas when we do it right. So this is plus 0.2. This is plus 0.2. We're just in an equal endgame c6, trying to keep the knight out. If knight e4 is just going to go king e7, and the knight shouldn't bother me too much here. Yeah, a2 is a problem, so they can't really do that. That's actually why they spent a move here. Bishop e6, also nice, targets this. They played a3, knight f6. This knight never bothered me. It never got to d6. It never got here, targeting c7, which would have been really hard to defend. Actually, with my bishop here, it would have been really hard to defend. And even if I were able to play c6 without losing my rook to a4, knight d6 check could have hit a lot of things. So, nice job keeping that out, and then I like my position here. Here we're just swapping off the rooks on the only open file. And what matters here is same color light square bishops who can get their pawn on dark squares. If I can get any pawns of yours stuck on a light square, that's great. It's bad for your bishop, stuck and restricted, having to defend it, and it's good for mine that's a target to attack. So I play g5 trying to control the dark squares in this position. So that's why I'm jumping out doing that. So an equal endgame, let's see what we do. So we're bringing our king in, bring our king. They play f3, which I think is a mistake. Honestly, if I'm white, I am trying to put my pawns on the dark squares. But I do understand f3 because they're worried about knight g4 with the fork. Anyway, so I play h6 so as not to lose that. Again, dark squares. Get my king all the way to e5. g3, preparing f4, which is a great idea. I try to stop it. Here is where I really recommended for white knight e2. Knight e2, and then they can play f4 before my pawn is able to make it to f4. For example, if I play f5 here, that's a mistake, because after f4 takes, they can put a pawn on the dark square, whereas mine is stuck here having to defend this, which is going to be actually quite annoying and not good for my bishop and very good for theirs. So it's not just all equal, but instead they go this way. They go knight a4 for the good looking, bring the knight to c5, right, because you target this, now you get the c5 square. That looks good, you got these on light squares, but they're not easy to attack, they're not like fixed. And so I just retreat bishop c8 temporarily, and I'm able to play b6 and c5 the next couple moves, getting my pawns on dark squares and freeing my bishop to attack here. So they play your c4, which is a nice idea, because what they're trying to do is make me have to go pawn takes c4, right? This is attack twice. Pawn takes c4, bishop takes c4, targeting here. So now let's say I go for this, but now after knight to d3 check, it drives me away, and they're able to make the fixing that they want. Them on dark square, me on light square. However, I just switch up the move order a little bit. b6 first, so that this is still occupied, and so here they think for a while, because this is not what they wanted. This is not what they wanted. The knight's route is not going to be it. So they have to go back knight b3. Now I go take, and f5. The knight is already on b3. It cannot go knight d3 or fight against f4 in any way. So f4 is coming. Now, it's not like the end of the world for white. They will just have one kind of weakness, and the engine gives a nice idea here, a4, a5 potentially, to make some counterplay, and you can attack over here as well. In the game, they go knight d4, which is an interesting idea. I go c5 before I go f4 check. I go c5 first because because f4 here, I was thinking about like knight takes f4, and I didn't want to have to deal with this so much. Anyway, c5 here. I don't think you have knight c6 here so easily because the knight starts running short on squares, although maybe you can. Maybe you can. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was dangerous. They agreed. So knight e2, which was a mistake. That was their first mistake of the game, because now after knight e2, they start to be a little tied down. So king to f2, and now we finally achieved our dream. We've got that pawn to a dark square, really well supported, and that light square pawn is ripe for the attacking. Dark, 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 dark. Beautiful stuff. And we got the attacking. They've got nothing they can do to counter me. So b4 they play, take, and now we're trying to bring this knight back into the game. So, okay, we've got them tied down to one weakness, but principle of two weaknesses. They've set up a nice little screen. My king can't make it over. If my king could get towards this pawn, like if it could get to a4, yes, I could pick off this pawn and win the game maybe, but it's really difficult, and so it's not obvious that this game is winning at all. So bishop b3, trying to hold this, and so I try to cross the bridge here, bishop to d5. So if you take it, knight takes d5, targets the pawn, b5, and I should be able to just pick that guy off. With kind of, it's because I have excellent king position, and the reason I have excellent king position and they can't come challenge me is because this pawn needs to be defended by somebody. My bishop is just chilling here, attacking it, and can trade off at any moment, and even when it's off the board, the king is still buried, right? That's the fun thing about being the attacker. The defender can't move away just because it wants to. The attacker can't. Okay, bishop to d5, they dodge the bishop trade, and bishop c6 wasn't the best. The best was bishop, because it allows them, I think, to continue to hold the screen. But bishop c4, trying to make that trade, then the king can waltz right in. By the way, we haven't got the next game. No. Okay, then the king can waltz right in, right? So, for example, let's say just king e1, and I make this trade. This is going to be very, very strong. The knight's going to come to d5. Their light square bishop is no good against these dark square pawns. King's coming to c3, knight's coming to d5. We're going to pick off these pawns and win the game. So bishop c4 would have been stronger. I just play bishop c6 in the heat of the moment. They come back, bishop to d3. I jump in, knight d5. So yeah, this is start looking pretty good, and they ran out of time. So b5 is the only move they can play to not drop the pawn. But yeah, I was probably going to change from this to now this pawn on a light square, which they didn't want to do, which is why they were thinking. But yeah, these pieces don't really have any good squares. And I think, yeah, my next move is just going to be like knight c7. So let's say king e1. Okay, knight b4. If bishop c4, then I can go, like, check, come back in, knight d4. This is a nice idea. Targeting f3, king takes. Tough stuff, because I just trade off for this knight, and this bishop can't do anything. Here, I'm going to pick off this pawn. Then I'm going to come here. I'm going to target f3 as well while I work with this. King comes to e3. So it's really, really, really good. And so I think really well played in the endgame. I don't know. Gambit man becomes endgame man. Gambit man becomes endgame man in the Bushgas against I am Alexei Belov. Remember to keep those pawns on the opposite color of your bishop. And vice versa for their bishop. Vice versa for their bishop. Subscribe. Only off. If you have to play only one single gambit as white and black each for a whole lifetime, then what will you choose? Ooh. OG Follow, thank you for OG Folly with the follow. Appreciate it. Tough question. Okay. I mean, I have to choose the Bushgas Gambit. I can't give it up. I can't imagine ever giving up the Bushgas Gambit. Then, with white, I'm between like the Von Hennig and the Von Poppeel if I really had to choose one. I think you could save on Pop Heal because you can get that just every time. Like, you can just play D4 and get your thing, like this position, right? Boom, 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 boom. So that's probably what I would do. Bush Gas and Von Pop Heal, which are the first two I made. Those are the OGs. Those are the OGs. William, your games are too stressful, always low on time. You're right. Hello, everybody. Okay, we just got the next round going. We have 5 out of 8. I think this is round 9. Entitled Tuesday. We're playing I Am From... What country is that? Uzbekistan. I could have got that. Goring Gambit. Let's go. Ooh. They're prepped these days. They are prepped these days. So, okay, I know CD4, but I was hoping to kind of do something a little different. Alright, fine, CD4. Quick check. Okay, 82. Where should the bishop be? I'm actually going to play A3. I think, because takes, I was thinking about knight takes even. Knight D4, Queen A4, Knight C6. Take. It's interesting. Maybe I missed this move. No. It's like a castle. It's going to take bishop E3. I'm not sure about what I did. I mean, it could have just been normal. But I didn't want to deal with this knight and this pin and everything. Pressure here. Okay, I mean, I gotta take it now, right? Oops, sorry. Bishop D3, take. Bishop D2. Bishop G6. Could go Bishop D3. I think we should just take it. Take. Bishop D3, Queen D5. Okay, let's do this. What do you got here? Because Queen D5, I have Rook C1. Okay, Bishop E6. That makes sense. Queen D5, I can counter it again. Might develop the bishop right to B5. Take queen takes D5, Rook D8. I think this is interesting. Rook D8. Bishop C4. Queen B2. I'm not sure what's happening there. Is it worth it, or should I just be normal? think I should do this. It might not have been as good as I thought. It's kind of a
4,
funny
5,
idea. Oh, now queen b2 is nasty.
4, 3, 2, 1,
Thanks.
2, 1.
Somehow not that obvious. Oh, that was smart. Okay, nice. Nice. E3.
2.
Without E3, I maybe did this. Got a little cute there. Wow, 97.6 accuracy. Very well done by my opponent. Yeah, so they declined my goring. I should know this. Queen e2 is an interesting move. It's kind of compelling. So if d5 I have en passant, which is with a filthy pin. Otherwise, f5 en passant, d5. That's kind of crazy. Otherwise, knight c5, but this is brutal. If they go to d5, we could again take our pawn, but there's this interesting line. dc3, knight c3. Interesting. Okay. So in the game I go for this funky idea, which is fine. Yeah, everything was totally good until I went for this really ambitious option. Just bishop c4 here is fine. Or d8, castle, just be normal. Somehow I wasn't satisfied. Thought they blockade and get this. Position's fine. Like, I have no weaknesses with this just defended very solidly. I could try to play for b4, b5, attacking this. Like, I don't know what they're really going to do to me here. Rook c5 is a good idea. b4, b5, yeah. Okay, in the game I went for this. e7. Apparently I just could have gone castles and just gambited the pawn, owing to my bishop pair. Which is just totally fine. But yeah, this wasn't the best idea. b5 was a really good move. Because if they don't do that, then I'm going to like castle, rook d7, bishop c5, target this, try to go e7, right? They could have a number of problems, but b5 right away, and it's hard to stay on this diagonal defending my pawn. They just take it now attacking my bishop. So that kind of changes everything. They eat my rook. And then they do this correctly. Rook takes f2 being possible, and bishop takes e7. e3, nice move here. Nice move. Somehow when it's not obvious, right? Rook e8, you can get mated, takes, and mate you on the back rank. Otherwise, the knight can't move, of course. So not obvious what's happening, but e3, pawn takes in check. Nice little find there at the end by Akujan. Saidakbar Saidalia from Uzbekistan. Good finds. I like chat shouting at me to move. Archimon9 with the follow, appreciate it. Let me turn on the light. The light is on. Okay. We dropped to 5 out of 9. There's one other game I wanted to check out. want to finish analyzing my victory over the GM, right? We're waiting for the next round. So, where were we? Somewhere around here, where, yeah, I trade off and play knight c3. So, my knight here is better than the bishop, certainly, because of these pawns being on light squares, and bishop is tough to get out. Their development's a little awkward. Like, yeah, okay, they kind of castled their king, and they have a file here. Could be worse, could be better. Bishop d7, I bring in my rook, rook h6. Solid square also, because e6 is going to be a problem. I'm playing here queen d6, which Engine doesn't love. Engine just wants me, I think, to play for this stack. Queen d6, I was expecting... Yeah, bishop c6 here. I wanted to keep putting pressure here. But I think the problem is with bishop c6, they can maybe play d4 at some moment, and I think I helped them go to a square they wanted to. Also, queen d4 can be a problem if they can combine that with some issues here. Okay, the game rook e2. And rook e2, yeah, I blundered d4. And maybe bishop b5 with the skewer here. Knight e4, queen h4 hits this, and bishop b5. So it does have that little tactical point. Yeah, so I let that happen, which I guess was the problem with what I did. So, rook e2, but they missed it as well and played rook b8. I have to imagine that was a mouse slip for rook d8 or rook somewhere. I was going to try to trade queens. I think that was what I was going to do. Maybe I would have thrown in a queen c7, but I think trading queens here... Thing is, yeah, I need this blockade, right? I need my knight here. That would make a huge difference. Like, imagine this position. Huge difference in eval. That just swung like crazy, right? The knight right there, restricting this bishop, restricting the pawn from freeing it, and also targeting the e6 point. Like, this would be a dream endgame, where I can just pile on here, then you gotta tie down to the defense, and then, like, I work something else out, build it up, that sort of thing with really no risk, and put my pawns all on these nice little dark squares against that bishop. That's not what this was, though, because my knight's on c3, and what they can do is really just d4. And this pawn is actually dangerous. This bishop becomes good. So that was not really so well done on my part. Anyway, they played rook b8, and I took it. So I think from here this was all fine, although this got a little testy. For example, here they can actually take and go d4. I mean, it's still winning. It's a clean rook. Anyway, here, just moving around, didn't blunder anything. I finally blockaded this, so I didn't have to deal with that at any moment. They tried the other way. They took. Okay, I eat that back. I'm still ahead of rook. And they finally ran out of time here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a wild one. They did a good job trying to bother me. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Wait. Oh, I had him muted. I had the tab muted. Oh, not good. Not good. My opponent's also streaming from Finland. Oh my goodness. I spotted them a lot of time. Are they going to counter spot me time? Oh man, I 5 out of 9. This is round 10 of Titled Tuesday. Okay. Bush Gas Gambit. Here we go. Down a couple minutes on the clock. We've gotten a lot of Bush Gases today. C3 is new. C3 is new. Trying to play D4. Real quick. So we have to strike. Golden rule of the Bush Gas. Don't let him just play D4. Must strike. There's a couple options White has here. Takes, take E4. They generally transpose. Queen takes D5 would have just transposed to an equal position after D4. Take. This is a fun one, and we get to don the Gambit glasses. Because we're both pawns down. Don't move the bishop. Don't move the bishop. You will lose G2. Don't take here. Queen takes E5. This is kind of not pleasant. You need bishop E2, and then the blockade is hard to hold. Bishop E3. Blockade is also hard to hold. No, you weren't listening. That is... Oh, maybe they did that on purpose. So, what's happening here? Bishop H3? Bishop H3 is interesting. Take. Bishop H3, take. It's not good. I don't have a lot of time. I have to trade. I have no choice. I haven't a choice. Okay. Well, we have this endgame now. That trade would be pleasant.
Five.
A lot of time for William.
4, 3, 4. 5,
Not a huge fan of that.
4, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2.
No.
1, 2. 1,
Just trying to make a
2.
move.
2. 2.
No, that's hanging. What?
Two.
You didn't want it?
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Hanging again.
1, 2.
No.
1,
It's
2.
hard to play like this.
1. 2.
That's annoying.
1.
No, I mean, they were just making moves. It was tough. It's tough with the clock. I'm curious about this. I guess they did it on purpose. It was tough with the clock. This is better for me. Just need d7. Yeah, I mean, they should have a problem here. I need d2, maybe bishop 4. Should have been better. It's just tough to play like this. No, I mean, by the time I blundered here, his position is not good. I mean, I've just kind of been making moves. It's tough on 1 second increment. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, I had it muted. Why did I mute the tab? Maybe because like I clicked on my profile and then it showed my stream. I didn't want to hear it twice. Yeah, so I never heard the little click. This person's also streaming. Okay, well that's tough. We dropped 2 in a row, so we're at 5 out of 10. For next time, yeah, this is... Just take it, yeah? Take. Just go check and bishop e6. Wait. Bishop d6. Oh, that is what I did. Right here. d5. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my structure is pretty solid. I double berserked indeed. Please keep playing Gambits, and you look really cool with those glasses on. Aren't you the sweetest? Alright, that game I saw start, but I didn't hear it start. That is a Kazakhstan flag. Is it? Oh, no. Palau. Konstantin Begunov. I don't even know where Palau is on a map. That's an interesting move. I mean, I know you want to do this. Okay. Maybe this. 86. I would probably play d4. You play e6. Okay, I play with this. Could play d5. You can have it. It's interesting, but probably not. Could play a5. It's kind of a me idea. Try and trap the bishop, and then take it, forcing c takes, which is a bit more awkward. Just trying to go to my Grand Prix setup. Just trying to go to a setup I know well. I'm not saying what I did was like the absolute best or anything. Just playing my thing, just playing my stuff. That would be annoying. Okay, they didn't do it. Okay, bishop was helpful. Like, it's a helpful piece playing a 5. And they got it, but it took some effort for them. And I can definitely attack without it. All these moves are all good, it's all good stuff. It's a good idea. They want to take it. Okay. If you want to take it, you can. I'll play queen h4. Okay, they take that one. So I never played h3, which is good, because I want that for my rook, probably. Also, this generally follows with a knight d4, and that knight trade-off for the bishop. The knight would have been a lot scarier on d4. It caused a lot more issues hitting this, doing other things from the middle of the board. Also, with the pawn on b3, very solid. Like, no queen b6, and taking here, do I have to worry about any of that? Like, I just can deflect it. So d5 is their hit. Do I go e5? Knight moves, and then something. With maybe. e5 knight moves, and then, like, d4. I mean, it's certainly on the table. Or I could just let this happen. I would just be like, you got nothing. Okay. I mean, this is also, like, yeah, let's just do this. What do you got? Take, take. My knight covers d1. On d4, I have bishop e3. Should be totally fine. As we proceed with some queenside ideas. So, did I want these pawns off the board? No. But it should be okay. Bishop has a number of good squares to go to, and let's say rook d1. But that's if I don't want to just, like, go rook h3 and e5 and try to mate them. I feel like I should play bishop f4 just based off of that. e5, I will probably just move my bishop. Bishop e3 or king h1? Probably bishop e3. Okay. e7's hanging? Sort of? It's not like I want to repeat. It's fine. I just need to play moves. I can't just try to force the knockout right away. Like, just doing stuff is fine. My position is beautiful. So already I'm threatening like takes rook f6. King h1 was just a move I included because there's some annoyances here. Bishop f4, de5 is on the table without any checks. So, oh, can I take rook f6, rook f6, king h7? It's not so obvious. Maybe I should. F6, they maybe could have run away. E5 and h5, g4. Oh, rook d. This just ends the game. No, it doesn't. This, in this order, ends the game. G4 is also good, but this is better. Just win that. Okay, just don't fly.
Four, five.
Yeah, I had knight covering d1.
Four.
Knight still covering d1.
3.
Knight still covering d1.
5.
Nice. Yeah, I had to take there because I only have one knight covering d1. Would have gotten mated. All right, GG. I mean, I think that was just like really well played. 89.5. Okay, I would have taken the over on that. Let's see. Let's have a little look-see. G7, bishop c4. So this is just my nice little Grand Prix setup. I mean, the engine, of course, wants me to play a Pierce and just take the center. But I like my little setup. This, they take this. Castles, queen e1. Yeah, I mean, I think more dangerous here was like, okay, let's say castles and a5 now. This causes some sort of annoyance, and the engine wants me to strike back with e5. Because if I go a3 to just save myself, my bishop here, which is otherwise getting trapped, yeah, takes and queen b6 is already winning something. This is an idea we use in a lot of lines here, say the Grafe attack against the delayed London. Knight e4 with the bishop on g3, when we try to play h5, h4, right, we're trying to trap the bishop, and then as soon as they play h3 to tuck that in, that's when we play knight takes g3, forcing f takes. So same exact concept going on here, threatening to trap the bishop while the knight could take it. But they take early, and a takes gives me a solid little structure here. This is just a quite nice position. It's not clear what you do if you're black. You traded that knight for this bishop. Yes, it was good, but it would have, the knight on d4 would have been a problematic piece, and I'm not sure how black causes a problem. You could reroute this here, but then, okay, you're going to have to play h5 because you have no knight there, and then this, you know, you've got some problems defending this stuff. It's not so easy, but I mean, that definitely was an option. Queen d6, okay, we develop, check, come back. Here, we just play rook f1, which was a terrible move somehow because of this. Maybe b4 hits this. Yeah, b4. And the engine's telling me to kind of like repeat moves. h1, b4. I mean, we can keep playing. But yeah, with the pawn coming to b4, actually, if you think about it, my knight is what holds all these pawns together. Like, that pawn is defended because my knight is there, that pawn is defended because my knight is there, this pawn too. So if this comes, that's a big problem. And I guess it's just a5. So that's why I need my rook here, actually. Was so b5, I had b4 without a5. So that's not obvious. I should have started with king h1, which was the best move. Okay, rook f1. They didn't see the idea either, just played b6, which is very different than b5. King h1 just slide out the way, rook d8. Yeah, they were worried about the a7 pawn. I was not. I guess that's why they played b6. So rook h3, which wasn't even the best. But at this point, I was just like, let me just go for my stuff. Yeah, so they should play h5. And yes, that makes this kind of weak, and I can attack it. But You know, I mean, they hang on. Otherwise, what you're dealing with is this knight that I can dislodge, e5. And yeah, I had a couple winning ideas here. I played rook d3, winning this, but I mean, the most straightforward and consistent winning idea is just g4, crashing through here. My knight holds these checks, so my king should be fine. I played king h1 prematurely, so queen d4 never bothered me. And yeah, g4, and I just pick off the knight owing to the mate threat here. So that was actually even better than rook d3 somehow. But rook d3 looked very appealing too, because that won the rook. So I went with that. This is just a rook for a queen. Take, take, take. F6. One. Yeah, takes, takes. Could they take here, threatening mate? I mean, I just don't get mated, and then their king looks like it's in hot water dealing with this pawn. Like, I would try to get him, or I could just pick off pawns. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. So that's the end of Title Tuesday, I think. That's the end. We had 6 out of 11. Wow, shout out to Magnus, who had 10.5 out of 11. That's not so bad. Just was an absolute wrecking ball. Was an absolute wrecking ball. That guy's pretty good at chess, if I do say so myself. Okay. Maybe we'll keep streaming a little bit. We do Solera with the follow. Engine didn't like f5. I'm gonna play f5. Here. F5 I played. Yeah, okay, it says you could try to take it. I was going to go queen h4, which is correct. Yeah, you just have to kind of accept this gambit. It's rare that this ends up working out, but yes, what you want to do here is you haven't traded yet. You want to bring this bishop to g6. The bishop's on g6, then you could patch a little bit. So let's say go after him like so. Bishop takes bishop g5. Take maybe bishop g6 now. Oh, that wasn't even right. You had to go. It's tough to defend, I think. It's tough to defend rook f3, rook f1. Like, I got all these files clicking. You can't go bishop g6 right now. There's more sacrifices that can get you, which is pretty cute. Check in here, pinning and winning. So, or that wasn't even exactly right. G3. Probably rook g3, king h8, rook f1 to stop queen f5. Yeah. This is queen d4, queen e6. But yeah, that's the only reason. Otherwise, I didn't want to play queen h4 because I thought there was maybe e6. Oh, but the thing about e6 is I just need to dodge this, and then I will trap this piece. Because I thought, yeah, maybe e6, so now f5 is difficult to play. That's true, and like some trade and some knight move and some queen trades I'm going to have to deal with without my knight g5 resource. But I just dodge and then trap that bishop. I just cut off its escape route, h3 and g4, and I'll win it somehow. So, yeah. Queen h4 is fine first. But I do need both of them. That's the idea of the Grand Prix. You play f5, rook and bishop open up like this, and make that pawn trade. If you have the bishop here, it's even better, because with the pin, you can force h takes. Force h takes, then you crash through much more easily, actually. Crash through much more easily. But yeah, I mean, typically it comes out of e4, c5. But you can kind of do the setup against a lot of Piertzes and moderns as well. d3, f4. I try to bring my bishop to c4. But yeah, they played c6. So before, like, typically this works well on like dark square pawns. But I jumped in real early, so they play c6. And I think their idea was going to be like d5 takes b5. I've seen this idea before. e2, c takes d5. Right, so that's an interesting option they've got. If I play f4,
5,
yeah, it's working, right? So, that's why I just play bishop b3 back, stepping out of the way, and then brought their knight to c5. Okay. That does it for Total Tuesday. We can stream some more. Yeah, maybe I'll play some more games right now. Give me a sec. Yeah, we can play some more games right now. Maybe we'll go to Lichess. I think what we'll do here is we'll end the stream. We'll make a new stream so this saves us a VOD of my Title Tuesday.